Sabonis. Backdoor cut. Fox reverse. Score it. Sabonis with a magical pass to find a baseline cut in De'Aaron Fox.
All right, back here on the show, the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Jason Ross here with Domantas Sabonis. The season has ended, unfortunately, for the Kings. No postseason appearance, but hopefully those days will be coming soon for the Sacramento Kings, and we're now joined by a big piece to the future, Domantas Sabonis. Domantas, let's start first with your health. How you feeling? I know we were all kind of scared when you went down that game, and there was hopes that you might come back, but how are you health-wise right now?
I'm feeling good. Definitely feeling a lot better, and just excited to get this offseason going and ready for next year.
And I want to go back to that game against Phoenix. When you went down on the baseline, there was a hush in the arena, and we always say athletes know. What were you thinking the moment you went down? Did you what was kind of going through your mind on what the injury might be?
To be honest, I just thought I bumped knees, and I was like, oh, rub it. He'll go away in like 30, 40 seconds, 30, 40 seconds passed, didn't go away. I was like, okay, a minute too. Then it kind of went away, and I was like, okay, I'm ready to go back in. I can do this, it's just a bump. I've had many of those. And then I go back in, and on that play, I think I tip an alley-oop pass, and as I turned around, that's when I felt a little weird noise and like a clicking sound that I was like, oh, this feels weird because I don't feel stable, and that's when it's scary, So that's when I looked at the bench and I was like, sub me out. We need to go check this out just in case,
Yeah, absolutely. And so you tested it. Then was there true rehab or rest? Like, what was the recovery like?
It was rehab. It was a rehab. We did a lot. That night we stayed till like midnight or 1 a.m. Working with the trainers, trying to get it back. I really wanted to play and fight for the play-in. And and that night we also got the MRI. So there was a lot going on. We were trying to make sure and not be scared of what actually was there. So,
but as far as going forward, everything should be good with that. You should be able to have a full off-season normal training program and ready to go.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. On that note, what is in your off-season regimen? What do you want to work on personally to make yourself the best version of you next year?
There's so much to get better. Every summer, I try to work on a lot. It comes from defense to shooting to playmaking, post work. There's just a lot out there that I always look at. I always look at how teams are guarding me and what they're giving me, and then try and work on moves to attack those areas that they think are my weak areas. And it also depends on a new head coach. He's going to come in and he's going to want to play a certain type of way, and things will change on what I have to focus on more during the offseason.
I know it'll be different with the new coach once that's officially announced for you guys, but you talked about how people guard you. Did you notice a difference in how people guarded you in your short sample 13 games with Fox, or was it similar to how it was when you were in Indiana?
It was pretty similar, I would say. On the post, everybody helping in or getting a double team or two, and then it was just, I would say it was pretty much similar. So that's why I can compare both films, with both teams, and then really see where I can attack this summer.
Well, it sure seems like the Kings want to make you and De'Aaron foundation pieces to get this team to the best version, as we said, of the Kings. What do you see? What have you experienced in those 13 games that you played with De'Aaron?
I think it went great. It went really good. I feel like we still have a lot of room to grow and learn how to play off each other, because I feel like he benefits me and I benefit him in a lot of ways. And we just need to get that two-man game and involve everyone else around us in the pick and roll. And I think it can be really lethal.
Do you have a preference of offense? So a new coach comes in. Would you rather a lot of things feature you through the high post? I mean, what would be your preference as far as an offense that you think best suits you?
I would definitely like to be a part of it.
Well, they better make you a feature piece.
Yeah. But to be honest, whatever the coach thinks is best, we can go and use his philosophy. And then if during the season, there's always going to be things where you might think, oh, this could work or that could work. And then as long as we have that open relationship where we can talk about things and do what's best for the team, that's all you can ask for as a player.
And you've now experienced this. I mean, you've been through a lot in your short career so far. I think about, the two different Nates you played for in Indiana. Then you start the year with Rick Carlisle. You come here and coach Gentry. But then also changing teams, you've done that. What's the bigger challenge, Domas, as far as playing for a brand new coach or playing with a new roster?
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of the same, because if you have new players, you don't really know what. I think playing for a new coach is more, to be honest, because it's a whole different set and structure. If you get new players and you're part of the structure, then those players got to adapt to you more than vice versa. So with a coach, someone can come in and can be completely different to what everyone's experienced here all year, and everyone has to get on board and believe in it, and that's the fun part.
Can I guess this question, I don't know if you know the answer to it, but I'll ask it anyway. Can this team just jump better defensively with a new coach, new scheme, or do you guys need more defensive-oriented players? Because, I mean, you've only been here for the back half of this season, but for the better part of this drought, the Kings have been one of the worst defensive teams. How does that turnaround happen as quickly as possible?
I think with the moves made at the deadline, I think we have players to be a really good defensive team. We're athletic, long. Everybody has that fire and wants to play defense. So with more time and like a training camp and summer and learning everything and being part of it, I feel like that's really gonna make a difference instead of just everybody coming in at training camp and throwing out defensive schemes out there without actually being part of it throughout the whole season.
Talking with Domantas Sabonis here on Sports 1140 KHTK. I think about your time in Indiana, wildly successful as far as you individually. The team had some tastes of the playoffs. You played some 4, you played some 5, but when you were 4, maybe Turner's playing the 5. Here it seems like the Kings predominantly put you at the center spot, and you were able to flourish. I know the league is positionless now, but if you had a preference, would you like to line up with most of your minutes as a starting 5 or as a starting 4?
I feel like I've always played the 5, maybe on defense with Turner. I was guarding the 4s, but mainly on the offensive end, I feel like I was the 5. I feel like it's great that I can be the 5 on offense and defense. That's really going to help me improve at my position. I feel like going through that through the rest of my career.
As far as the thrill of the game, you're such a great passer. Do you enjoy that more, getting just a sweet pass that catches the defense off guard, or maybe a great individual offensive move?
I feel like I prefer the pass. I'm always telling everybody, keep moving, keep cutting. I'm going to find you. It's going to be an easy 2 points for you. So just keep moving.
Yeah, it felt like at times your teammates didn't quite get that. Like there would be times where you're holding it and you're almost like, go, move. I mean, hopefully over, like you said, over practice time and maybe some new personnel, everybody will realize if they just move, you'll likely find them.
Yeah, so I feel like that's what comes with training camp and off season. The more we get to play against each other, the coach making an emphasis on that and starting from scratch. Coming in the middle of the season, guys are maybe not used to doing that, and they're like, well, it's tough to kind of get that going. But during an off season and summer, you really can implement those things.
I know you talked about when you got here, this is a place you were looking forward to come. Now you've been here for, again, not a ton of time, but your thoughts on this community, on the organization, on being in Sacramento.
I love it. I think it's great. I love everything about it, and I'm just really excited to get started next year.
And as far as where you are career-wise, I was thinking about this. I mean, you're going to be entering year 7. You understand the game, what it takes. You know the league. It feels like you're entering a sweet spot of your career. And then personally, you're a father now. What was that moment like? I mean, that's life-changing for anybody who's gone through that. What was it like in your words?
It's crazy. I can't even explain it. I'm seeing him tonight. I'm excited about that. And I don't have any words for it, but it's something awesome. Something magical.
Obviously, your family's athletic. You come from, we know what your father was basketball legend. You are too. Like, how quickly do you put a basketball in his hand, or you just let him do his own thing over time? I'm
going to let him do his own thing. I feel like that's the approach my parents took with me, and hopefully he falls in love with the game as much as I do.
Well, you've seen every team, Domas. Who's your pick? Who do you like getting out of this playoffs to get into the finals in the West and the East?
Oof, I don't know. I feel like the Suns have a legitimate chance this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they look really good. How about out of the East? Anybody the Eastern Conference playoffs may be as entertaining as anything.
Yeah, that one's tough. It can go either way. Every matchup is. I feel like every series is going to be a good one, and you can't really choose one. You just got to see how the games play out.
Well, we look forward to the next season with you guys back in the mix. By the way, for you going back down to L.A., or what's kind of your off-season plan?
Yeah, I'll probably going back down to L.A., spend time with the family, and then head home to Europe as well for a bit.
Awesome. Well, enjoy your off season. It goes quickly. I know you'll be ready to go for the new season. We're all looking forward to a full season with you here in Sacramento. And enjoy your off season, and thank you for joining us.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.